welcome to another episode of the African Echo. Today's conversation is deeply personal as we're exploring the journey of women with large breasts. We are addressing this with the physical pain, the emotional pain, the weight fears, the fears surrounding breast reduction surgery itself. And it's a journey that goes beyond medical concerns. And today we are breaking the silence. I'm joined by a wonderful doctor, Dr. Nombulelo Metuse. She is the South Africa's Black first plastic surgeon and reconstructive surgeon. That is something else, Dr. Metuse. Welcome and thank you so much for giving us this opportunity.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Good morning.
Doc,
Mm.
you're going to help us understand the medical, the emotional, the cultural aspects because it's a lot. It's a lot. It's the first time I'm speaking on a personal matter like this, but it's a lot because you get people that are luring at you. You see people
Mm.
that are looking at you in your face, and it takes something away from you as a woman to be in that space. But some other people, someone asked me at some stage, like, "What did you do to your breast?" Like, dude, I've been like this forever, forever. Since I
Oh,
was 13,
wow.
I woke up one day.
Mm.
It's hilarious. I laugh at it. I'm so happy now, Doc, because I literally laugh at it. So when I was going to the first day of high school, and parents bought
Oh.
me my uniform in December. So now it's
Mm.
January, the schools are opening, and here I am putting on my uniform, all excited. I don't know if you're not going to see because my camera, my chest
Mm.
was blessed. I was actually, it's like I was blocked because the uniform was literally so small. I couldn't
Oh.
fit. And my sister had to lend me my bra, a first
Ah.
bra.
Oh, wow.
My sister, she's 10 years older than me. She had to borrow me a bra. This was something that I carried till today. Like, I don't want to feel like that every day when I wake up. But before we get to that, Doc, share us what inspired you to become a plastic surgeon, reconstructive at that, especially considering the barriers that you had to break as the first Black female in this country.
Yes. Okay, good morning. Thank you for having me once more again. It is such a wonderful time to be with you. Yes, like you've said that I'm a plastic and a reconstructive surgeon. What made me to decide on this specialty? I love beauty, I love art, and I love science. So there was no better. When I saw others, I'll just tick, there's only two boxes. But when I got this one, I'm like, oh my God, here's the image, here's beauty, here's science. And I just fell in love with this specialty and its diversity. That's another thing that is so diverse. I mean, from head to toe, there's so much that you can do. And my focus is more the image than the beauty, because the beauty can be influenced externally by trends and what is happening around your environment. But we never, if you allow that to overtake you, then you are silencing the inner you. With the focus is more should be about the image. Who are you? We need to demonstrate and to reflect who are you to the world, because you are the gift to the world. So that's one of the things that really drew me into plastic surgery, is about knowing who you are, and just being the best version of yourself.
Right. I
Yes.
like that you say it's more about you, who are you, more than like I just want to look. And also it's
Mhm.
also interesting that you talk about the beauty between the arts, the medicine. I've never thought about that concept before, because we know we always talk about the arts because it's creative, but the arts together with with science, that is
Science, yeah.
something brand new.
And Doc,
Okay.
you're currently running a very beautiful, I'm calling it a campaign because of the lack of of another word, but you decided to launch the pro bono breast reduction initiative this year. I mean, what has led you to move into this? Because normally, like I
Mm,
said, people will just make fun of us, like, ah, man, it's just another one of those. We had an auntie like that. I was told that I'm blessed
mm,
because my grandma was there, but it's too much. I'm carrying a lot of weight. And but
mm,
what made you
mm,
to say, I'm
mm.
going to assist these women?
Yes, okay. Thank you for that question, Portia. I'm a woman. And when I say one of my anesthesiologists that I work with, she sent me a TikTok link
Mm,
of the lady with I was living with gigantomastia. People were donating and they were helping. And then she asked me, Ken, is there something that we can think about that we can do? Then
mm,
I was like, okay, actually, that's not a bad idea. This one, she is getting help from the social media community. But how many other women who are out there who are like her? You know, the community is trying, the nation is trying to do what they can to help these women. But me as a service provider, what is it that I can, what is the role that I can play just to contribute to change? Because I know that this is a life-changing procedure. I know the medical and the psychosocial challenges that comes with living with this weight. And the other thing that persuaded me to take this decision, I've worked in the public sector and I'm currently full-time in the private sector. I know the challenges on both systems. That in the public sector, we've got resources, limitations of theater time. Sometimes we admit these women that we hopefully to going to do your procedure tomorrow. Then there comes an emergency. Maybe a guy was involved in an accident who needs to go in theater because this is life threatening, you know. So sometimes they will have to be competing with patients who've got cancers and all of that. So it's not seen as an emergency, but it doesn't mean that the person who's carrying this weight on her chest is not suffering. So that's when I decided, you know what, let me do what I can afford at the moment. Because even in private, those who have medical aids, most medical aids they won't cover, or it will depend on what plan you are at. Then
mm.
I was like, you know what, it's fine, team. What is it that we can put together? What is our role as healthcare workers just to help? The nation is trying. Can we do something as well? And they were so kind to say, you know what, it's fine. I will offer my anesthetic fees for free. Let's see what we can do for these women, you know.
Mm.
So yeah, that's what landed us here.
My goodness. My friend, when she called me and said, look at this, she just literally sent a screenshot. I screamed, I think, for more than 5 minutes straight, screaming around the house because that's how important this is. And that's why today we are bringing this advocacy and awareness to say it's important, but also you don't have to suffer alone. Doc,
Yeah.
please share with us. In your experience as a healthcare worker, you have worked in both sectors. Now, what are some of the impacts in your experience, especially when we look into the physical pain? I know the pain. I live with it. I tried taking painkillers daily. I no longer take those because I felt this is not helping me. I just have to live through
Mhm.
this. But the physical pain and also the self-esteem in a day, what are some of the experiences that you have learned in this journey?
Okay. With the macromastia or gigantomastia, commonly known as large breast, it causes a lot of medical challenges. Namely, you will have shoulder pains, most of them. You have back pains, neck pains, headaches, tingling sensation and numbness around your arms, skin infections or rashes as well around the breast. That is just on the physical. There's still the psychological part and the financial implications because some of these women they have to wear maybe two or three
Two
bras just to
bras.
cope.
Two bras.
Just to cope. And it's not like any cheap bra. They can't just go. They have certain brands that I can only like. Most of their bras, you find they'll tell you, no, one bra is 800 rand. The another one is 1,000. I had a patient who had a size M. It's like they don't have it in South Africa. I import my bras from the US. So just a normal thing that someone else can just wake up and put on the bra. For someone else, it's a mission. And
Mm,
the financial implications that comes with it, and the psychosocial burden that you have to live with this large breast, and how it's sexualized sometimes by our men, and how other women they'll look in a certain way. It's like you have asked for it, you have opted for it. While we were choosing cup B's and C's, why did you go for an F or G? It's like you chose this, and sometimes even our family members they don't know how to support support us. It's like you have done something wrong. You are not a virgin. You have done this. It's always associated with negativity, and no one ever took a pause to understand the person behind it. It's always just about the breast. And then not to understand what you're going through. Sometimes I had a client of mine, they had to have a family meeting, and then they started hitting the breast with a cloth, a
Yeah,
dug.
yeah,
The other
yeah,
one, they were
true.
even using umchayelo,
Yes.
So already that is telling you that they're saying there's
Traumatic.
something wrong with you.
Mm.
So just living with that, and you still have to live a normal life like everyone else. You still have to go to school, or you still have to go to work, and you're expected to perform like someone else, yet you didn't even have a good quality of sleep because of this weight. That for you to 10, you need to be awake. For you to, it's like everything is just a challenge. I mean, you are carrying these 10 kilograms on your chest, just carrying these 6 kilograms of your chest all the times. You have to be on pain medication, which doesn't come cheap. And some of them have got side effects. You end up having ulcers because you have to be on grandpas, on Brufen, or NSAIDs, all sorts of medication. You have to go for scans because of the backache. So it just takes so much of you. It affects your productivity at work. When you get home, you take pain medication, you just want to sleep. So even your quality of life at home. So every area of your life is affected by that living with this weight on your chest. So
Mm.
it's really not sometimes you have to live with negative comments. From
Absolutely.
everyone, from your family, from you going to the gym, it's like people now, they don't see the rest of you. All they see is just your breast.
Just your breast.
You
I
are
I don't
breastfed. Now,
go.
I don't have the head. Some people now they start looking only here as if, okay, your eyes can they come here? I have a
They're just
face.
stuck.
Hello, I've got hands, I've got legs, you know. So yeah, so we're
It
really
is.
hoping that
Mm, it is traumatic, doc. It's very traumatic. I will tell you this. While you're talking, I'm smiling because right now you sound, I've never been to Sangoma, but you sound like you Sangoma because you're talking about all the stuff that I know very well. So every time I
yeah,
see another like person, I like, hi, how are you? How's your back? And they're like, whoo, I'm dying here.
yeah,
It's all like that, and it's the truth. But the truth needs to be shared with the world, and I'm hopeful that the community is going to welcome this conversation because it's important we talk about it. But
yeah.
you are here and you are going to assist us. What are some of the memorable success stories that the program or the highlights that the surgery has happened and it's transformed this person's life? I can imagine. I have 1.5, I mean, mine is like I think I'm carrying 5 kgs in my chest every day. I don't want to go to the shop. You don't understand, dog. When I get home and you want me to go somewhere else, I need to tell you I'm not going because I'm not going to boost the bra again.
Wow.
And my body,
Wow.
it's terrible. So what are some of the
Mm.
highlights that you say this has changed this person's life?
Okay. One of the highlights when I think about the breast reduction surgery, I always say that it's the most rewarding procedure for both the surgeon and the recipient as well. It
Right.
was a 12-year-old who had this large breast. Just imagine you are 12. She can't do sports. She can't participate in a lot of things. She's being bullied at school. Even at home, she's just in isolation. She's depressed. She's on antidepressant. There's just so much. When you see them walking in your consultation rooms with that bland affect, you see that she's not well. She's even shy to take off her bra because she feels like there's something wrong with her. Even in front of me, I'm a female and then I'm a doctor, you can see that she doesn't want because she's been ridiculed with these breasts for so long. But the moment after we've done the surgery, the smile, I saw the brightness of their face. I'm like, wow, where
Oh,
was this beautiful woman
man.
all this time?
Yeah.
And then you can feel like she's got her energy back, like there's this transformation. Then I get some attitude and some confidence. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. And then with one of our beneficiaries as well, like she told me, you know what? I used to lie in bed all the time. I even used to think that I'm lazy because I couldn't just do anything. First of all, it's a mission to get me something to wear, to put on the clothes and to be decent and to go out there. I couldn't go out there on my own. I needed needed someone to accompany me all the time because of the bullying, because of the stares and everything that I'm experiencing, that I would even fear for my life. There was a time a man followed me from the gym to home because he said he just wanted to lie on my breast. But when I saw her after the breast reduction, like she was transformed someone else. Is like, you know what, I'm just fetching my life back, I'm going back to varsity now, I'm so motivated, I have my life again, you know. And then the other one told me, you know what, I've even given up on life. I felt like, you know what, good things don't happen to me because of how I was always received because of this breast and how I've been given names, you know. But now I feel like now I'm in control. It's like I had lost control before. I just had to accept and receive things as they come. But right now I've got my life back. That really was one of the highlight moments in
Mm.
this campaign.
Oh, that sounds so beautiful. But Dr. Ngizokhuluma ngibuyela elimeni lwami because ngenzela umama nobaba nogogo
Mm.
that understands will also hear. Ngiyazi ukuthi you'll respond in English, but I just want this ayizwe. Kwenziwa yini ama-medical aids uh, categorize this particular surgery as cosmetic? We clearly siseyinhlungwini kubuhlungu kunzima ayikho into enzima njengokuthi umuntu wesifazane udlula and someone is just staring at your at your breast at your chest it's literally it takes something away from you and yini mhlambe engenziwa to change this particular narrative to say this is part of the medical reasons and it's also it's categorized not as a cosmetic njengamanje.
Okay. At the moment, it is not categorized as e-cosmetics. So when you come, see, I bala a motivation letter and then we send it to the medical aid. So most of the time when they reject, they say it's an exclusion for
Oh.
the cover. So that's how they've put it because it's definitely not a cosmetics, you know. And then it is something that is difficult for us to challenge as clinicians if they say it's an exclusion. So that means it's up to the public, or maybe there will be petitions, or to just see okay, how they can categorize it such that is what makes it an exclusion. Why is it an exclusion? You know, because it's definitely not, because we will provide with the pictures, we will show them like even the clinical symptoms. Sometimes we'll even send scans to show what this person is going through this. So this is not for cosmetics, but is to alleviate, is to improve the quality of life. And then we will be told that it's an exclusion.
Hmm.
So I think it speaks to the policies of the medical aids that needs to be challenged in terms of which platforms and who should do it. Unfortunately, I don't have enough information on that, but yeah, something needs to be done.
Absolutely. And there's also this, you touched on it when we were starting, the issue of the long wait in the public sector. Um, I've started my journey in January. I'm still on the first phase of it. How does your initiative also intervene in that process? It's a beautiful, I wish so many other medical doctors can also come on board, doc.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Okay,
how
then.
can yes, how can you intervene in those processes, especially with your initiative?
Okay. For medical, for public sector, the limitations is of the resources. The willingness is there. Sometimes the staff is even there, but the problem is that we don't have theater time. You find that for the whole department, maybe you've got two theater lists a week. So in that theater list, you have to factor in trauma, you have to cater for cancer. So you have to try to strike a balance, you know.
Right.
So sometimes then we've got breast cancers. So you find that now this one, because it's not cancer, now it has to take a lesser priority, not because you're not suffering, but now it's a decision that now a clinician has to make. You go, okay, if this cancer, I wait 6 months longer, they can end up expressed to the rest of the body, the person can lose their lives, you know. So it becomes a the issue of management of the resources when it comes to the public sector. And then, like I said, that in the private sector is an issue of funding, because now it costs a lot. So I think what can alleviate is if we can get maybe more clinicians, more surgeons who are willing to say that, you know what, maybe let me take one, because even we at the moment we can't afford to do more than one a month because of the theater. Yes, the limitations of theaters as well, because even the hospital we're still paying it from our pocket. The assistant is paying from our pocket. So the people who have agreed to do their services for free is the surgeon and and an assistant. So I still have to make sure that the hospital bill is paid and they charge per minute. And so we've got those limitations of cost. So maybe if we can have more people who are willing to do it at the pro bono, maybe even the hospital can say, you know what, I'm also willing that maybe one case can be done a month. Then there's no need of paying the hospital fees. Then we can be able to accommodate more.
Mm. One case at a time. I think that's more than enough, honestly. Doc, please walk us through the application process of how the candidates are selected and what maybe the importance of also answering those medical questionnaire that you are looking for.
Okay. The application process for our pro bono campaign, we release a link every month. It will take you to the website where there is a medical questionnaire form. It's gonna ask you about your medical history, social history, surgical history, and then you also want to understand a bit of a background. We will ask you about your cup size and all of that. It seeks to understand so that we can give it to the most deserving. Not that others are not deserving, but we see, okay, who is suffering the most? Who can we offer an opportunity this month, so that we are able to help them? Obviously, we want to make sure that this is a safe procedure. So that's why answering those medical questions is important, because this is an elective procedure. So if you are a high risk client, doesn't mean that we exclude you, but they need to be corrected before surgery. So we don't look at one thing, because some people will call our office to ask, do you look at the BMI? Does it disqualify me? So it's not the BMI is not the only factor. We look at you holistically, and then we see, okay, the age. Do you have any other comorbidities or other illnesses? What medication are you taking? Are you well controlled? None of those will exclude you. If you have a medical condition and it's well controlled, that is okay. Then we can proceed, because we need to make sure that this is safe. So that's why it's important that you give us as much information as possible. It helps us into the decision process as well.
Right, right. That's very welcome, Doc. As we about to conclude, how can the people, the audience that is watching, the community at large, advocate for breast reduction to be recognized and maybe also funded as a medical necessity? Because we need this.
At the moment, I know that there is a Facebook group where I think for women with breast reduction. I don't know how many are they in that group, just to try maybe to come together to see, okay, can we do maybe some stock files to help each other, so that we are not just in the waiting, and also just support. Sometimes it's better to get also the support from the people who understand where you're coming from. Because if I'm not walking that journey with you, or I'm not sharing the same weight as you do, if you complain about the back pain to me yesterday, it might be difficult to complain to me the fifth time, the sixth time, because you've already told me. But someone who goes through it as well can help you walk that journey together. But it will be great as well if we can maybe approach certain companies. Is there something that can be done to help fund this procedure? Is there something that can be done maybe to assist with resources in the public sector? So I think if this can be approached as a national problem than as an individual problem, then we can do more together. But at the moment, I don't have specific answers, but these are the organizations that you can help you. Even on social media, I've seen individuals who are just trying to help. I've seen citizens who are just trying to help the sister who's suffering. So I think if all of us can see what is it that we can do as a public sector to help, what is it that we can do in the private sector to help, what what is it now as people who are not affected, but there's something that we can contribute to the people, whether it's emotionally or monetary value, to make sure that we are helping the people with who cannot afford this surgery or who are living with this weight on their chest.
Right. As we conclude, Doc, what does healing look like beyond the surgery? Because, hey, yeah, when you can get hold of the people that I know, like, hey, uzobula, uzofa. How does the healing after surgery look like?
Okay, so breast reduction on itself is not a minor procedure. You will be in theater for about maybe minimum of 3 hours.
Mm.
You will be at the hospital overnight. Uh, then we'll give you something for you. So it's done under general anesthesia. So you will not feel what's happening while you're sleeping. And then when you wake up, we'll do a pectoral block for you to make sure that pain is well controlled. You will have what you call a PCA pump, which also helps for pain control. And over and above that, we'll give you some analgesia via the drip. So usually the pain is well controlled. And then the following day, you'll go home. You'll be having drains that we're going to be removing when you come on day 3 or day 5. We'll have to wear surgical bra for 6 weeks, day and night. You only remove it when you are bathing. You will also, but after the first week, most people are able to do a lot of things, like just normal things, but you must be prepared to be off work for a minimum of 3 weeks. That are how long it takes usually for full recovery. One thing that we cannot avoid at this stage is scars, because breast reduction is 3 procedures in one. So we reduce the areola, so you'll have that circular scar that shows that we have reduced the areola. We do the breast lift as well. So you'll have a line that shows that we have lifted the breast, and then underneath us, so we get access to reduce the size of the breast on its own. So if you are not someone who's healing with keloids, and most of the time we do a scar management after 6 weeks, which reduce the visibility of the scars. So yeah, and most people are very happy because you
Yeah.
get like stat results. The moment you wake up, already you are few kilograms lighter. So yeah, so
There are.
recovery is usually not an issue.
I've seen it. Absolutely. I've seen it. Now, looking forward, Doc, do you hope to expand the initiative next year in 2026?
Okay, I think this will depend on the team as well. Like I said, that this is not the sacrifice that is only coming from myself. I've got the team that I work with, so we'll sit, I think maybe around the November, and then we just do the reviews, and then we see what is possible and what is affordable. Then yeah, if it's affordable, then we continue with it.
Amen. But Doc, whether it continues or not, we thank you for bringing this on board and also showing the world what you can, and for also opening your heart and your pockets, and also for money for your family. That is something that I am so grateful of. And today I'm saying I've learned a lot, but not only just that, we are able to give the information to the public where it's maybe have never reached. Siyabonga kakhulu just for giving us this opportunity for this chat.
Yeah, Bonga, thank you so much for having me, Portia.
Thank you. Wow, what a powerful exchange of stories, wisdom, and truth. Today we've learned this breast reduction is not simply cosmetic, it's medical and emotional and deeply human. We've also confronted the dire fears of Isintu and the warnings that many of us carry. We've seen that beyond those fears lies freedom and healing. So, Dr. Metuse, thank you so much for your courage, for creating the opportunity for women to access this life-changing procedure. And to you, our listener, remember your body is yours. You deserve to live without pain, without shame, without fear. We are going to forge on. I will share how my story unfolds. Until next time, my name is Portia, and this has been the African Echo. Keep breaking the silence, one story at a time. Stay tuned. We'd like to hear from you. You can also send us your messages on our YouTube channel, on our social media platforms. Our website is coming up. It will be up and running soon. Till next time, goodbye.